This is the day that you should propose if you're thinking about getting married.
Wonderful.
First day of spring and the first day of fall are two of the best days to propose. If you're considering popping the question, no better day than today. The equinox, where all things are equal. So,
I like that.
And if you want to maybe ask Shelley if you want to renew your vows, this might be a good day to do that too.
I don't know. She might say no this time.
I know. It's a chance you have to take when you've been married a while.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to ask again. I got lucky she said yes the first time.
Exactly. Don't push our luck.
Yeah.
International Day of Happiness. What a good thing. A smile is all it takes today to take part in International Day of Happiness, making lives around us a little bit less tense and even miserable. A smile will do wonders. And something we've been talking about here just lately about doing a better job of taking care of the earth. This is Earth Day, International Earth Day, celebrating this big blue marble we call home and encouraging recycling and environmental efforts to help keep the place from catching fire and taking a little bit better care of things out there. So also maybe to think about conserving energy a little bit, turn those lights off when you walk out of a room, just little things like that we remind ourselves of on Earth Day. And, well, everything I thought up to this point was very uplifting, very meaningful, but today is the start of Men's March Madness.
It's already kind of started. First four have been played. Another good game last night.
Well, as I told you yesterday off the air, and I'll just go ahead and embarrass myself, kind of was thinking about taking a nap the other day, and I turned on a basketball game, and I thought, well, I'll watch some of these early March Madness games, and kind of dozed off, and kind of, you know how sometimes you wake up and the game was on, I watched a little bit of it and kind of dozed back off and on, and got towards the end, I woke up, and I realized it was a game that was about 10 or 20 years old. It was
Got tuned into ESPN Classic, huh?
Yeah, and if you want to know, Illinois won that game.
Did they? That's awesome.
So that's about how far I'm into it, not even knowing that it was a older matchup.
Yeah.
National Farm Rescuers Day, tipping our hats to those who support farmers in need. And right now on KCNI, KBBN, we're running a lot of ag salutes, farmer and ranch salutes this month. And I hope you're catching those. There's some interesting facts with those that we're running on the air. Birthdays, kind of interesting birthdays today, Brent. Spike Lee, very famous director, 68 today. Bobby Orr.
Oh, yeah, hockey player.
Great legend in hockey. It seems like he's been around for a long, long time because he played, I guess, so young and was so good. But he's really young yet. He's 77. And, you know, we've been talking about Bobby Orr for, it seems like 100 years, and he's only 77. Holly Hunter is 67. She gained fame in films like Broadcast News and Raising Arizona, which is a very entertaining film. Also, The Piano, which was a very dramatic film that she acted in very, very well. Holly Hunter, 67. Carl Palmer, 75 today. He is the drummer and co-founder and last surviving member of the 70s progressive rock group Emerson, Lake and Palmer, which we still play some Emerson, Lake and Palmer on KBBN occasionally, and he is the last surviving member of that group. Jimmy Vaughn is 74 today. Rock blues guitarist, founded the Fabulous Thunderbirds, has had a successful solo career and is the older brother of the late Stevie Ray Vaughan. He is 74 today. Kathy Ireland, 62, model, entrepreneur, former model and fashion designer, even has her own home furnishing design company, which is worth about a couple $2 billion, by the way.
Oh, wow.
And Barron Trump, not last but not least, Barron Trump, the youngest child and third son of President Donald Trump, is currently a freshman at New York University. He is 19 today. So my wife and I were talking about going to Canada for a vacation this summer.
Oh, nice.
Now, here's the deal. If I leave,
all right,
we leave town, we fly up into Canada. We want to go up into some parts of Canada we haven't seen. We might not get back.
Oh.
Because Canada has decided to limit air travel into the U.S. from Canada, or vice versa, but more so limiting travel to the U.S. So once we get to Canada, we may not get back in. They're still a little upset in Canada. In fact, they're really upset. They're not even drinking our hooch. That's how mad they are. All right, that's some of the news this morning and birthdays and so forth. More to come. We have guests coming in from Farm Credit Services. Also, we'll be hearing from Rise Rehab and Performance this morning, formerly Pearson's Physical Therapy, and they're having a big day tomorrow. We'll be talking about that with their ribbon cutting and grand reopening tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. And we'll be talking with Matt with Subway. And this half hour, Christy's younger sister, Kathy, will be on the air for Farmers National.
All right.
And I did get this note, a note from Christy on the guest from
good.
Farm Credit Services.
I printed that out, too.
You did?
So, yeah. I'm glad you're going to read it.
Yeah. Should we read it now or wait till the guys get here?
I guess that's up to you.
Okay.
Sometimes we get notes from the sales girls about who's coming in to visit with us on the breakfast show, and Christy was very kind to let us know who was going to represent Farm Credit and what they would be talking about and kind of their role when they came into the studio.
Personally, I think this note has a dig in it from Christy about my youngest son, Paul.
I did see his name was mentioned.
Yeah. I'll just read that part.
Sure. Go ahead.
Since Paul is so good at relaying to me who will be in for Farm Credit, I'm passing it along to you. I felt some satire there. And I'm going to defend my youngest son. He's my boy.
Well, of course.
Christy attacking my family.
Yeah. Kind of sounds like maybe that's what it is. Reading between the lines.
But you know what? I have confidence in my youngest son, and I'll let him handle it.
Okay.
He can take care of that with Christy and get that straightened out.
Yes.
We may lose an account over it, but...
I doubt it.
I doubt it. It's good to have you folks along today. We're going to play a little music for you. And we got the school lunch menus coming your way, going to play the game. And this is Thursday. 2 full days left for you to get those chocolate chip cookies in for the challenge, chocolate chip cookie challenge. And I see I left about 3 yesterday, and another one must have came in because it's on the table I heard with my name on it. So I need to taste that one yet. That makes us, I think, up to 36, 37 plates of cookies we've tested.
Yeah.
We might reach 50 before this is over.
You never know. It's been great.
It's been fun. I think about those kids that come with their moms, and I mentioned this yesterday, but I thought it was really funny. A mom came in with a couple of the little ones, and they had helped make the cookies and brought them in to have them judged. And I said, well, now you can go home and have some cookies. Maybe you made some extras. And she said, oh, they're already gone. The kids just brought in what was left.
There you go.
They ate everything but what they brought in. That's fun. Somebody's going to win a KitchenAid 5-quart tilt heads stand mixer. It's beautiful. It's a cast iron black and set on your counter, and it can make up to 9 dozen cookies in one fell swoop. Second prize winner gets to choose a local nonprofit cause for KCNI, KBBN to donate to. So you'll be able to say, I want $500 to go to the foundation. I want $500 to go to an ongoing fundraiser for somebody in need, whatever you like. It can be a cause or an organization, and we'll be doing that for second place. And we may have to come up with another prize. I don't know. Although I will say this, was looking at some of the numbers yesterday. With all of the different judges combined, we may not have as many ties as I originally thought. Just, when you're just looking at your own.
Uh-huh.
And Kristen has been taking care of all this and doing a great job, by the way. We're not getting as many ties as I thought. So we'll see how that turns out.
Good.
But every cookie's different. Every cookie is good.
Yes, indeed.
Well, let's just get a little music going from one of our favorites here at KCNI KBBN. They're called Blackberry Smoke, and the song is called Too High. Take a look at those school lunch menus, and we must remember that we didn't read them yesterday because most of the schools didn't have class yesterday due to that slick road and all those wintry conditions yesterday. So today we're on the 20th, on Thursday, and today at Ansley it's sausage gravy biscuits for breakfast, meatballs, meat potato, and carrots for dinner today at Ansley.
All right, Loop City today, nachos or meatball sub at Loop City.
Sergeant, homemade pizza, corn, fruit cup, and milk.
Sandhill School in Dunning today, chicken bacon ranch wraps on the lunch menu at Sandhills.
And Selma Myrna Public Schools today featuring loaded hash browns with biscuits, traditional sloppy joe, uncrustable cheese, and cracker platter.
All right, Litchfield today, Crispitos on the lunch menu today at Litchfield.
Prairie Pioneer menu today featuring ham, mashed potatoes and gravy, tomato, zucchini, dinner roll, and dessert. Call them at 872-6121 if you're bringing some company along or if you're a new customer. And you can call that same number to set up home delivery.
At Broken Bow today, made fresh loaded hash browns with biscuit, Mojo loose meat sandwich, fresh baked ham and cheese sub, and the grill station combo at Broken Bow today is a crispy chicken sandwich basket. Other school lunch menus that we have for you today, we'll go to Callaway, where it shows breakfast for lunch today at Callaway School. At Arnold, Salisbury steak, mashed potatoes, and a tea roll at Arnold School. Some of the other menus that we have, Kozad for today, showing spaghetti and meatballs with corn, chicken tenders with garlic toast, or the pizza bar at Kozad today. And the last one we have for you is Gothenburg, where it shows made fresh loaded hash browns with biscuit, traditional sloppy joe, made fresh supreme pizza, and fresh baked combo subs. Some of the choices at Gothenburg today.
Let's play the game and see if we can give away a delicious treat. What are we giving away today, Brent?
Subway Day today, since we'll be talking to Matt later in the day and in the show. So free 6-inch sub from Subway is on the line. And you'll win it if you know the answer to this question. This Saturday Night Live alum starred in a popular 1992 movie based on one of his Saturday Night Live characters. He later starred in a trilogy about a mysterious British spy, and I'm going to help you out and give you the name of the spy. Austin Powers.
Ooh.
Who is this dynamic comedian? Was it Dana Carvey, Will Ferrell, Mike Myers, or Ben Stiller? If you know the answer, call us at 872-2801.
And action! It's Dave and Brent getting the action started on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN.
Barney Pharmacy would love to see you soon. Make sure to check out the Naked Bee Orange Blossom Honey Head to Toe Duo, a package of hand and body lotion and hair and body mist. Naked Bee is pH balanced. Naked Bee is hypoallergenic. Naked Bee is paraben-free. Naked Bee is gluten-free. Naked Bee is free of dyes or pigments. Naked Bee has no mineral oils. Naked Bee is cruelty-free. Your friends at Barney Pharmacy know you'll love Naked Bee. All the good stuff, none of the bad stuff. Barney Pharmacy, Broken Bow.
Whether for a night alone, a date night, or a fun family night, nothing compares to a night at the movies. See movies at your local theaters, the Fox Theater in Broken Bow or Kozad. Head to watchthefox.com to see what's showing. Fridays are new movie day. Ask them about theater rental for your event, celebration, or meeting, with or without concessions and a movie. No matter the time of year, gift cards to the Fox Theater are a perfect gift. The Fox Theater in Broken Bow and Kozad. Visit watchthefox.com.
Hi, I'm Brady Beecham, Chief Medical Officer at Gothenburg Health, where we're doing what we can to make healthcare easier to access and more affordable. We've expanded our direct access testing. This lets you access critical tests like hormone panels, wellness profiles, even heart screenings with a cash price, no insurance or doctor visit required. With 34 offerings, people can get information and take steps towards a healthier future. At Gothenburg Health, we're helping people live their best lives. For more information, visit gothenburghealth.org.
It is about 10 minutes before the hour of 8 o'clock. Billy's on the line. Good morning, Billy.
Hi, Dave. How are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm good.
Good. I suppose you're all jacked up with this March Madness thing.
Yeah, I got a sleeper team I'm going to pick.
Ooh.
And I know a lot of people don't like them, but I've been telling everybody this. I'm going to go out with St. John's. I mean, that's my sleeper team. People better watch out for them.
Okay. What do you think about that, Brent?
So you got him winning the whole thing, Billy?
No, I just got that's my sleeper team.
Oh,
St. John's.
Oh, okay.
You know why? Because I like the coach they got. He's a good coach, and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's had a little bit of success during the years.
Yeah, and yes, that's my sleeper team.
All right. I'm marking it down.
Okay.
St. John's, Billy's sleeper.
Yeah. And Sunday, I'm going to be a member of the Presbyterian Church Sunday.
Oh, good.
There's a lot of people coming to it. Because Becky told me, said, well, Billy, you got a lot of friends in Broken Bow. Says, I know that.
That's good.
No doubt about that, Billy. All right, here's Brent with your question.
All right, Billy, here we go. This Saturday Night Live alum starred in a popular 1992 movie based on one of his SNL characters, and then he starred in a trilogy about a mysterious British spy named Austin Powers. Who is the comedian? Is it Dana Carvey, Will Ferrell, Mike Myers, or Ben Stiller?
Oh, I'm going to say Will Ferrell.
No, I'm sorry, Billy. It was not Will Ferrell who portrayed Austin Powers. It was he was on Wayne's World too.
Yeah,
not
I
Dana.
watched that movie.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
not Dana Carvey, not Will Ferrell.
Ben Stiller?
No, not Ben Stiller. There's one left. How about Mike Myers?
Yeah, Mike Myers.
There you
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
Billy.
God.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, I used to watch Austin Powers. He was funny.
Yeah,
Yes.
he was.
Yeah, they were
Especially
funny.
when that giant guy laid on the bed and smashed it happened to.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I mean, I went and watched it at the movie theater, and then I watched it on my TV and stuff. So, Brent,
Yes.
who's your sleeper team in the tournament?
Oh, man, I don't, I don't know. What do you have to be a sleeper team? Just anybody besides a 1 seed?
Yeah, because
Okay.
there's been a team that's been a 16 seed knocked the 1 seed off.
Well, I do have Michigan State going to the Final Four.
Yeah,
if
'cause
you would
he's a good
consider
coach,
them
too.
a sleeper. So,
Yeah.
but
So, my question is Creighton going to win today? I hope they do.
yeah, we'll see. That's a tough matchup going up against Louisville.
Yeah, and the other, UNO, they play St. John's tonight.
Yes, looking forward to watching that. Pretty cool that Omaha's in the tournament.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I've been listening to Nebraska baseball and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And they won. They beat 2 games against Pepperdine. But they better start winning Big Ten games. They got to start doing that, or else they're not going to go. They're not going to be in the tournament this year. They need to start winning.
Yeah, hopefully they'll start doing that this weekend.
So how's your Cubs going to do this year?
Well, we're off to an 0-2 start, Billy.
Yeah,
What does
but
that
it's too
tell
bad
you?
they had to play the Dodgers right off the opening.
Yeah, I know, but
Why could it be somebody else besides the Dodgers and stuff that they played?
I don't know. But the way I look at it, we got the Dodgers out of the way. I don't think we play them again.
No,
So
thank God.
at least we got them out of the way. All
I
right,
don't know who their home opener's against, but I don't know how my Cardinals are going to do this year. I'm scared to ask
yeah.
because I don't know how good they're going to be.
Well, we'll have to see how it all plays out. Good to talk to you, Billy.
All right, you guys have a good day.
All
Take
right.
care.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
The Breakfast Show
Don't know what I'd do without them. They're awesome.
on KCNI KBBN.
Good morning, everyone. This is Kathy Eberly reporting for Dave Davis Auction Service and Farmers National Company. To start with, I'd just like to remind everybody that we are having the machinery consignment auction. It has farm and cattle equipment, shop, and miscellaneous items. That will be at the Custer County Fairgrounds Saturday, April 5th. You can bring your list of consignments into the office anytime between now and then, and you can bring the consignments in the week of the auction. If you have any questions, you can call Jim at 870-1785. We do have a sale bill done up, and it will be on our website if you want to go in and check it out. If you still add things, we will add it to the website so that it will get advertised in there also. Please call if you have any questions, and that's Saturday, April 5th. Starting at 9 a.m. at the Custer County Fairgrounds. Going over to Farmers National side, one of our newer listings is at 546 North 16th Avenue. It does sit on a corner lot, has a nice sized living room, eat-in kitchen with plenty of cabinets and counter space. Main floor has 2 bedrooms. A master bedroom has master bathroom. Main floor laundry located in half bathroom. Lower level has family room, 2 non-conforming bedrooms, and 3rd bathroom. Detached double garage with extra space for a workshop area. It does have underground sprinklers and a covered patio area. That's at 546 North 16th Avenue. Another newer listing is at 1413 North L Street. It's an absolutely stunning remodeled home. It's a 2-story home, has a very large kitchen, has recessed lighting, beautiful backsplash, center island, pantry, and stainless steel appliances, including double ovens. Main floor also has a full bathroom, a living room tucked away in the back, formal dining area, and entryway, both with tray ceilings. Upstairs has a nice full bathroom with soaker tub and separate shower with dual shower heads and 3 large bedrooms with walk-in closets. Master bedroom has its own walkout balcony. Lower level has a cute family room, 3rd bathroom, 4th bedroom, office, and laundry room. Newer windows and lots of custom blinds, all electric home with a heat pump, charming wraparound porch with composite steps and decking, low maintenance smart siding, large backyard with white vinyl fence, patio area, garden shed, and a large 26 by 12 back deck. Landscape corner lot with mature trees, underground sprinklers, a drip line around the house, and a detached 2-car garage. That's at 1413 North L Street. At 237 Bowmore Drive, this is a ranch-style home that has been totally remodeled. Living room has a large picture window, kitchen has breakfast bar, and plenty of counter and cupboard space. Main floor also has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and laundry space. Lower level is finished with large family room, 2 bedrooms, and 3rd bathroom. Attached oversized garage, there's also a shop with double doors off of the garage, large backyard with patio space and mature trees, located in a nice, quiet neighborhood at 237 Bowmore Drive. We do have an acreage at 44568 Road 795. It's 10.22 plus or minus acres. It's a 2-story home with an addition and attached 24 by 30 garage. Main floor has kitchen, living, dining room, full bathroom, bedroom, laundry, and family room with earth stove. Second floor has 3 more bedrooms, 2nd bathroom, and an office. Newer style windows. The shingles were replaced a year ago. Storage basement. There's also an older barn, open face shed, and a small shed. It's within 10 minutes from Broken Bow, located at 44568 Road 795. We have a ranch-style home at 713 South F Street. This one's all on one level. You walk into a large living room with picture window and built-ins on one side. The breakfast bar separates the kitchen and the dining area. This home has 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. Family room has large picture window, fireplace, and built-in bookcase. Office has French doors to family room. Laundry area is located by the back door off of the kitchen. Several new windows. There's shingles and furnace and central air, one new in 2018. Does have a partial basement for a storm shelter, attached double garage, small yard to maintain. It's close to downtown, and that's at 713 South F Street. Another ranch-style home at 1215 North K Street has a cube front porch. Kitchen walks out to a small deck in the back. Living room has recessed lighting, hardwood floors, built-in shelves, picture window, and a fireplace. Laundry room is located right off the kitchen. There are 3 bedrooms on the main floor with hardwood floors. Lower level has a 2nd bathroom, rec room, family room with gas fireplace, and 2 more bedrooms, both with egress windows. Attached double garage has a corner lot with mature trees at 1215 North K Street. And then at Myrna at 315 East Brotherton Avenue, this one has an enclosed front porch, a nice-sized kitchen, updated full bathroom and shower, main floor laundry located on the back porch. Upstairs has a huge landing and a bedroom. New flooring and fresh paint, furnace and central air new in 2023, fenced-in backyard, corner lot, and that's at 318 East Brotherton Avenue in Myrna. I think that sums it up for this week, but I'd like to thank you all for listening. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. President Trump is set to sign an executive order this afternoon fulfilling a campaign promise to eliminate the Education Department. Josh Cowan is with the Education Law Center.
My view is this thing is mostly just a press release. The real gutting of the Department of Education began a few weeks ago when Trump began the layoff process for more than half the department staff.
A longtime alleged L.A. gang leader is facing federal charges for running a mafia-like criminal enterprise that he fronted as a charity. Acting U.S. Attorney Joseph McNally says Eugene Henley Jr. posed as a savvy businessman and community leader.
The facts alleged in the complaint paint a very different picture. It is one of a murderer, a thief, a liar.
Israeli strikes overnight killed at least 85 Palestinians. The BBC's Yolande Nell.
European and Arab countries have called on Israel to stop its strikes and allow desperately needed aid back into Gaza.
CBS News Brief. I'm Stacey Lynn.
O'Reilly. Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Bombas makes the most comfortable socks, underwear, and T-shirts.
Warning, Bombas are so absurdly comfortable you may throw out all your other clothes.
Sorry, do we legally have to say that?
No, this is just how I talk, and I really love my Bombas.
They do feel that good. And they do good, too. One item purchased equals one item donated.
To feel good and do good, go to bombas.com/radio and use code radio for 20% off your first purchase. That's bombas.com/radio and use code radio at checkout.
Here's a look at Nebraska news. In a story released by KNOP, parking lots throughout North Platte began filling up with semis Wednesday evening as the Interstate 80 eastbound road closure continued to extend west. Some semis squeezed their way in where they could to wait out the closure while others waited at the gate. Interstate 80 began to slowly back open at 7:30 p.m. The Nebraska Department of Transportation reported westbound Interstate 80 west of Grand Island was back open. Interstate 80 eastbound closed from the Wyoming state line to Omaha at 8 p.m. and will likely remain closed through this morning. The Nebraska Department of Transportation is reminding the public that if a road is closed, it's either due to crashes, low visibility, or down power lines. Travelers are asked to continue checking road updates at 511.nebraska.gov. According to the Colorado Department of Transportation, I-76 eastbound is closed from Sterling to Nebraska I-80. The closure is expected to last through this morning, and to assist with the extreme winter blizzard incidents in Nebraska, snow, high winds, and downed power lines. This has been a Nebraska News Update. I'm Jack Simpson reporting for Central Nebraska's news source.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Monsi Bolaños.
Luka Doncic at 31 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists as the Lakers cruise past the Nuggets 120-108 because of injuries. Denver played without Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. The Rockets have extended their winning streak to 8 after topping the Magic 116-108, but the Cavaliers have now lost 3 in a row. The Kings outscored them 123-119. And there was an unexpected hero in San Antonio.
Mamu Kalishvili outside right. Hands it off to Castle, then sets a screen for him. Back to Mamu straight away. Fakes the pick and pop three. Drives it inside. Right hand slam for Sandro Mamu Kalishvili.
You just heard it on the Spurs Radio Network. Off the bench, Mamu was 7 of 7 from deep and ended as a leading scorer with 34 points. And the Spurs beat the Knicks 120-105. The Pelicans also played spoiler after topping the Timberwolves in Minnesota 119-115. And on the ice, the Maple Leafs edged the Avalanche 2-1.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Highs around 60. Today, under sunny skies, southwesterly winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, lows around 34. Highs level off around 58. Tomorrow, mainly clear. A blend of clouds and sun Saturday with daytime highs approaching 66. 55 Sunday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Runza is your destination for good times and good food. Delicious burgers, amazing one-of-a-kind Runzas, and great seasonal meals, drinks, and sides. Don't miss Pig in a Blanket days at your local Broken Bow Runza on Highway 2.
6 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. Let's go outside. It looks like Jack is actually going outside today. It's
Is he?
Yeah, let's find out what it really feels like. Jack?
Well, I am outside today since there is no winds, actually. 18 degrees outside under a sunny skies. Like I said, no wind as of right now. Barometric pressure at 3014 with humidity at 84%. No rain or snow in the last 24 hours. The precipitation for this month is at 47 hundredths. High yesterday of 39. Overnight low of 14. Sunrise today was at 7:41 and sunset today 7:51.
All right. Now, it's a clear sky, right? There's no clouds?
There is not a single cloud in the sky.
Clear and calm. Can you still see the moon?
Yeah, it's kind of, from where your car is, it's directly, I'm trying to think of which way that is. It's kind of over by the transfer station, over that way.
Okay. To the south and west? Yeah.
Southwest, yep.
Yeah. Is it a half moon?
It is.
All right. We just want people to know you're out there, so we had to ask you a question. Thanks,
Gotcha.
Jack.
You're welcome.
Half moon in the clear sky, 18 degrees.
All right.
All right. Tomorrow is an exciting day for lots of reasons, but one of the ones we want to concentrate on right now is the ribbon cutting and grand reopening that's taking place, I think, at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Rise Rehab and Performance, formerly Pearson's Physical Therapy, and we have Erin Nelson here, who's one of the owners and also, of course, a physical therapist. Good morning, young lady.
Good morning.
I know you're excited about this, and you
yes.
folks have put some a bit of work in, kind of changing the look a little bit inside.
Yep, we sure have. Yeah, it's going to be lots of fun. All that hard work's going to pay off, and it'll be fun to celebrate that tomorrow. So we're looking forward to the ribbon cutting for sure.
Now, I think talked about this before, but as you used your paintbrush, did you use that as therapy, or did it make you stiff and sore?
Well, maybe a little bit of both. Probably more stiff and sore, but it was good. I think I'm still getting some of the after effects in my wrists and hands from that, but that's okay. It's good for me. So, no, it was really fun and kind of nice to put our own touch on it. And fortunately for me, Andrew was kind of like, he wasn't really partial to one thing or another. He's just like, yeah, have at it, So he's probably like, thank gosh I'm not doing any more projects at work than I'm not already doing at home for Jess in the store or whatever.
I think there's always a chore or two at the store that he helps with as well.
I know. I'm always giving him a hard time. I'm like, so what project does Jess have you working on today? But yeah, he's a good sport about it, I think.
He is. He's going to be a great partner, isn't he?
Yeah, for sure. I think we're going to work really well together, and our team that we have at Rise is awesome. We were so fortunate to be able to keep all those same team members that we had when we went to the switchover, and I think that says a lot about just our group as a whole, and we really work well together, and that's just so important when you do something, take over a business like that. You really want all those same comforts of what the business was before to kind of continue with the new one too. So we're just very excited and so thankful, grateful that everybody's still with us and hanging in there. And of course, with every new venture like this, some things come up that you've never experienced before, and everybody's just rolling with the punches, which we're just so grateful for. So
there's folks out there who have purchased a business or sold a business or been involved in a partnership and all those different business things understand what you're talking about. There's all sorts of unexpected paperwork hoops to jump through and all sorts of different things you have to do to make the transition.
Definitely.
And that's in the background. Nobody really sees that.
Right. We tried to make it as seamless as we possibly could so that patients knew that whatever we're doing in the background really shouldn't affect your services. And so far, knock on wood, I think that's gone really, really well, and it's transitioned pretty well. And, there's always things and hiccups with insurance companies. Sometimes you have to, call the insurance provider and maybe clarify some things. But for the most part, that's been going really, really smooth. And certainly shout out to Deb, our insurance coordinator. This has been a big undertaking for her too. And I think that we've probably doubled her plate load here for a little bit. So thank you to her for hard working at all that. Cause I don't know, I think we were looking through our list of all of your insurances you have to let know, and it's like over 75 or something like that. And so it's a lot.
That's a lot.
It's definitely a lot. So, and it's strange because, some of those insurances you probably haven't used in years, but you're still in network with them. And so you still have to let them know. So, but overall, I think it's gone really well, and we're excited to celebrate that fact tomorrow.
Well, kind of back to your staff, Erin, you have people, when you have people, and you do, that are kind of looking out the corner of their eye to see whether they can help somebody else when they have a spare moment.
Yeah.
And it's a timing thing with you guys. You got several patients going at the same time.
Yes.
And if you have employees that understand, I can do this while Erin does that, or, that's really huge, isn't it?
It's so helpful. And, I think that we are such a close-knit team that it's really easy to, each one of them reads the room pretty well. They can tell, oh my gosh, Erin's drowning over there. I need to go and help her out. Like, they're just really good about that. They all have a super good intuition about that. Part of that is their experience and the amount of time that they've been there. Of course, when you start something new like that, if we had brought somebody else in and they were watching it, they'd probably be really overwhelmed. But once you kind of get used to those things and you're doing them on a regular basis, it just becomes second nature. But I don't know. I think it's it's awesome in the midst of all of that chaos and craziness from the outside person's view to the rest of us. It's fun and it's, it's uplifting, and there's lots of joy in that. And I think the patients come in, they feel that, and we have a fun time when we're there too. I like to hear a lot of laughter in the gym, which there's always lots of that. So that's good.
Lots of stories too. I sometimes wonder if physical therapists don't sometimes feel like they have a psychology degree of some kind.
Some days.
It's like going and you're telling the bartender everything.
Yeah, or like a hairstylist.
There you go.
They get all the stuff that's going on too. No, it's awesome. It's you get into a position where you're working with a patient who's they're hurting, or they've been in this pain, and sometimes they just let it all out, and that's okay. That's what we're here for. We're sounding boards sometimes, and crazily enough, that sometimes makes patients feel a lot better when they just kind of unload some of that sometimes. So even if those emotional things can sometimes wear on us physically too. So we're happy to be sounding boards for that too. And, usually it helps you build a good relationship with everybody too.
So tomorrow at 4, you're going to have a ribbon cutting, and then I assume probably some coffee and cookies.
Yeah, we'll have like some drinks and some charcuterie and that sort of thing. So that'll be really fun. Some light snacks and something to wet your whistle. And yeah, we're looking forward to that. I think it'll be really fun. And it starts at 4. I think we'll do the ribbon cutting right at 4 is the plan. And then from there, it'll just be fun to socialize and check out the clinic. A lot of people that come tomorrow may have been in there before and seen it before, and now they'll get to see the changes. Or would be even better is maybe community members that haven't been in there before. It'd be awesome to meet them and have them come out and see, one of the local businesses in town and the services we offer. So I know we're all really looking forward to it.
I think there'll be some folks who are curious about some of the exercise equipment that you have.
Yeah.
Maybe they've been thinking about coming in and getting a knee that's bothering them looked at. It'd be a good time to do it.
Yeah, for sure. And the whole staff will be there, so you'll be able to meet everybody, and that's kind of fun. These kind of events are kind of neat and unique because you get to see us out of our working element, I guess, and just get to socialize with us and everybody else. And then, of course, like our family members will be there, so you'll kind of see us in a little different capacity that way as well, just because it's fun to celebrate not only just from a business side, but in our personal lives too. We want to share that with our loved ones. So yeah, I'm very excited. It's going to be a really fun day, but I've never had an issue with socializing. I like to socialize.
No. And Andrew's not real shy either.
No, he's a good socializer as well, I think.
Yeah. Well, I know your families are proud of what you guys have accomplished, and it's just been a seamless transition, which means you're going to have this afternoon or tomorrow afternoon's day of relaxing a little bit, letting people get to know you and your families a little more, and then right back to it.
Yeah, right back to it. Monday, same old grind, and just another day. But you got to take those times to celebrate milestones and make sure you sit back and breathe it in and, have some gratitude towards all of that, because that's the type of stuff that refreshes you to keep moving forward and growing and all those things. So we couldn't be happier to keep providing service to the Broken Bow and surrounding counties and towns. We are just so fortunate to be here, and we're glad that we're able to be part of the community.
Well said. We'll look forward to that tomorrow. Rise Rehab and Performance, West Highway 2, Broken Bow. Stop by. Also, I think sometimes if people can't make it at 4 o'clock tomorrow or tomorrow afternoon, nothing wrong with just stopping in and taking a look. You don't
Certainly not.
You don't have to have an appointment to peek around the corner and see what's going on, right?
Right. Yep. We've even had a few that have done that. Or say, we just wanted to stop and congratulate you, which is awesome. Yeah. So then they usually go and they're like, oh my, this is different, which is kind of fun to hear those too. So yeah, even if you can't make it tomorrow, stop in anytime. We'd love to visit and just catch up.
All right. Thanks, Erin.
Thanks, guys.
That is a great story, and we'll look forward to that tomorrow. We'll take a time out with these words.
Your wake
Waking up with The Breakfast Show. KCNI, KBBN Radio.
I love it.
Have you heard about premium quality Vermeer net wrap? You have to experience it for yourself. There is nothing quite like the sun glistening off of a tightly wrapped bale at sunset. This net wrap is made with heavy-duty HDPE for superior net strength, minimal stretch, and optimal net spread, which is lingo for optimal stacking, storing, and handling of large round bales. Vermeer net is available for 4-foot and 5-foot balers of all kinds with 9 size options to choose from. Experience it yourself. Stop into Power Solutions 2 miles east of Broken Bow on Highway 2. Get yours and bale some hay.
At Pharmacy Chemical, we focus on one thing, crop protection, helping you find cost-effective solutions custom tailored to your operation. By prioritizing active ingredients, we work to provide options that fit your needs and budget. As an independent company, we source products and adjust programs based on what works best for your farm and spray program, because we know each one of you is unique. Pharmacy Chemical, precision crop protection, focusing on helping people. For all things crop protection, including excellent financing options, give us a call, 308-537-4412.
Alfalfa producers, choose AeroSeed for your alfalfa needs. AeroSeed offers 19 quality alfalfa varieties. The staff at AeroSeed will assist you in choosing the one best suited to your acres and end use. Take a look at L457 HD Plus for an exceptionally high-yielding, highly digestible, and high-quality variety. Lower lignin than other leading competitors means more digestibility and less wasted feed. Learn more about this and other alfalfa varieties by contacting your local AeroSeed dealer or visiting aeroseed.com today.
18 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. We were talking earlier, Brad, about we both got a note from Christy Wells. Would you like to read it?
I'm sorry, I didn't bring mine in.
Okay.
Since you have yours, I just figured you would read
have it here
for the both of
circled.
us.
I have it circled. It says, and this is from Christy Wells, since Paul is so good at relaying to me who will be in for farm credit, I'm passing along to you. Now, we talked earlier, we feel like there's some satire involved in that first statement, that she is attacking my youngest son, Paul. I take offense to that. We're going to have words after the show.
All right. I'll let the two of you deal with that. I'll stay out of it.
Okay, so we have Tyler Peters here. Tyler, how you doing?
Not bad, not bad. Thanks for having me.
You bet. It's good to see you again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've brought a special guest with you.
Randy.
Randy, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. And it says here that you guys are experts in your field, probably top-of-the-line type guys in your business. I'm just adding.
Well, I like that email.
Yeah.
That's a good email.
Yeah, well, I'm filling in the blanks here, Randy. And we're going to learn about a couple different things that you guys want to talk about. It says here that Randy will be talking about the young and beginning farm ranch programs, right? And Tyler says, it says here, Tyler will be there for charm, humor, and moral support.
Yes, in that order.
Okay. Now we've got...
Probably good looks, too.
Yeah, oh, jeez. We've got all of the bases covered here now. Randy, let's jump in and talk about your expertise, with all kidding aside here.
Well, expertise is probably a bit of a stretch, but a little background on the program. Probably 4 years ago, Farm Credit kind of recognized that the next generation of ag had quite a few barriers to entry, capital mainly of getting started in agriculture, and wanted to figure out what they can do to kind of help in that process. So they did a pilot. Actually, Tyler was part of the pilot a number of years ago. And so we worked on figuring out what can we do in terms of farm credit to help that process. So they researched it, and education kind of became one of the main talking points as to, running the operation like a business. So we set out to kind of build some programs around, or build the program around education. I have a smaller portfolio than most of the other financial officers in the organization, so I have the ability to spend more one-on-one time with my customers. I put on workshops for balance sheets and cash flows, helping them understand the aspects of those documents, what the purpose of them are from the lender standpoint, helping them understand how they can utilize those documents when it comes time to make financial decisions in their operation, whether it's purchasing equipment or livestock or purchasing land, kind of what the lender's looking for in terms of ratios and that type of thing, so they have a better understanding. They'll spend roughly 2 to 5 years in my program, and then they transfer off to another financial officer. My goal is when they graduate my program and they go to work with a financial officer, that they have an understanding, so when they want to buy real estate, they have an understanding when they come in to talk to, say, Tyler, what he's going to expect of them in terms of financial position.
There's a lot to learn there, but it also sounds like there's a lot of benefit from learning all the things that you just talked about, the operation itself, and then maybe getting a head start on some of those investments that they need to make or want to make and grow.
Yeah, we the education piece of it to me is what sets us apart from most other lending institutions. We're putting an emphasis on working with those young customers so they understand what position they need to put themselves in to be successful, running their operation like a business, digging into their expenses. I spend a lot of time with my customers digging into the expenses and asking the whys of not only when they lose money, but if they lose money, but when they're making money, when they're breaking even, why? What happened? I lean on them to understand that their cash flow it's not just a document to get financed, but it's a document that it's their budget for the next year. Pay attention to it, bounce your expenses across that cash flow projection throughout the year and see where you're standing.
Randy, do you go as far as talking about tax consequences when you do make money? Is that a conversation you have?
I try to stay in my lane.
Mm-hmm.
I push on my customers to have trusted advisors, so have a good accountant that they can rely on to give them advice, marketing guy, agronomy, succession planning, if that's a reality in their future operation.
And what is what's under the umbrella as far as operations goes? Row crop, cattle, just about anything?
All of the above.
Okay.
I work with guys that are strictly row crop, strictly cow-calf, have a few backgrounding guys that I work with, and a combination of everything. Mm-hmm. Some guys are row crop and cow-calf. Anybody that's got a pulse in agriculture, we want to work with them and help them succeed and reach their goals in their operation. That's another thing is I really want to know when I work with a young guy, I want to know what their ultimate goals are for their operation so we can help set them up for success. That's the whole premise of the program, is we want to set them up for success for the long haul, not just for the short term. So, and we ask them, what are your goals for your operation? Do you want to still work in town and farm 500 acres, or do you want to farm 5,000 acres? What is your ultimate goal for your operation, and try to help set them up for success of it. It takes 3 to 5 times the capital to operate today that it did 15, 20 years ago. So, a lot of these young guys have one time maybe to stub their toe. We lean on them to really build out working capital as that safety net for their operation.
I wonder sometimes when you first dive into this with a new customer, a new farmer, rancher, and I think all business people can relate to this. I want to run a restaurant. I want to have a cafe. I want to be in that business. Well, you can really go in the tank fast if you don't have a goal or a mission plan, and know some of the pitfalls of that business. The excitement is always there. How big of eyes do you see sometimes when you start talking about all the different aspects of running an agricultural business?
Yeah, it's easy to sit down and say, well, I want to buy 100 head of calves run on grass this summer. I'm going to run them on dad's ground or rent some ground, whatever the case is. And when you start to put the numbers behind it and the expenses and asking the hard questions and asking them to go talk to their vet and get a vaccination program put together and what that's going to cost them, and you start tying in the pasture rent and realistically putting a death loss to it and gains and having them dig into the numbers and what can they realistically expect for a daily rate of gain and that type of thing. And then obviously it's a projection, so we're looking out to what can we realistically sell them calves for in the fall as we bring them off of grass, and what does that look like on paper? Obviously it's a projection, but you can dive into a lot of those expenses and nail them down and get pretty accurate with them. And they may have this idea of what their margin or their profitability is on them, and when you get done putting your expenses together, especially in 25 with the elevated cattle prices, there's just not as much margin there. Yeah. And putting it back on them to help them make those not telling them how to run their operation, but helping them navigate through those management decisions is what is really enjoyable about this position.
And you caught our ear when you said they may only be able to stub their toe one time because of the nature of the business nowadays and the cost of operation. So I would think this is so important for that education process to be a part of their operation. And Tyler, when you have a person that comes through this program with Randy, it's got to be kind of a good feeling to know that you're going to be talking with somebody that understands all the things that you need to know when you're going to start borrowing some money, right?
Absolutely. We've actually been doing some form of a young and beginning program for, I think we're on 22 or 23 years. I kind of lost count in my old age out there. But we've noticed, we have data that shows when they've gone through one of our young and beginning programs, no matter what iteration it is, they typically have, 30% more success. Their margins are better. The understanding of their financials, the skills they gain in that first 3, 5, maybe 8 years that they're in this young and beginning program, they start to realize, it is a business. It is something that they have to put heart, soul, energy, time, all of that stuff into, but they find typically what are they most proficient at, and then they start to put around them, like Randy said, a team. Not everybody can be an accountant, a CEO, a CFO, the order buyer, the order seller, all of that stuff. So they start to find those tools around them. When producers come out, they typically are making much more money than their peers because they've understood the intricacies of business, and they move forward as a business. Whether it is their why is that lifestyle aspect of it, maybe it is passing that on to somebody else so they can enjoy that lifestyle. But they do much better.
I think, Randy, too, maybe an obvious question here would be a lot of the people who want to go expand further into agriculture, maybe they have been in ag with their dads or with the family. They want to go further out on their own, so they have some background, some experience with their families. If you put that together with educating for today, I would think that would really be a bonus.
Yeah, the family support's always a big aspect of it. Capacity and if they're getting a break on equipment use or reduce rent on ground or pasture or whatnot. That's always a big benefit, but we want these young guys to be able to stand on their own, and we want to finance them for who they are. So we put a lot of emphasis on character. Capacity, obviously, the ability to repay is important, and that's a big factor in it. But a lot of these young guys, they're coming out of college. They may only have a pickup title to their name, so their balance sheets are generally pretty basic. So there's not a lot of collateral to fall back onto, but having the ability to meet with them and talk with them and help them understanding what their goals are helps us determine if it's somebody we want to work with. And frankly, we're wanting to build long-term relationships. We're not wanting to finance for year to year. We're wanting to finance for their whole their whole operating career. We're wanting to build a long-term relationship, and if we can help set them up for success today, hopefully we'll have a lifelong customer.
Randy, you have a lot of these situations where it's a young couple that's going, they're partners, and not only in marriage, but a lot of times in the ag side, they become business partners. There's a lot of this with both parties, both the husband and wife.
I very rarely don't meet with just one side or the other. It may be the initial meeting, but as we move through the process, I find with my young and beginning, the first meeting is generally a multiple hour-long meeting because they don't understand a balance sheet or a cash flow, or generally they don't. So there's a lot of educational piece right off of the bat. I do have workshops that I put on, but to me, my role is constant education and reemphasizing the aspects that we look for from a lender, whether it's working capital and current ratio, owner's equity, and those types of things. I mean, there's things that we look for in a more established operation. We may have we're going to look harder on working capital position and owner's equity, and wanting those at a higher level, understanding that a young couple out of college or shortly out of college are going to have a fairly basic balance sheet, and then we're going to lean a little more on character and understanding and making sure that they have the ability to run their operation like a business, as Tyler said.
Yeah. Man, I think that's fascinating, and I didn't realize it'd been around for so long, Tyler, but it's a proven way to approach it. So
yeah, our officers, our leadership teams, and that kind of stuff recognized this quite a while back. Again, it's gone through various iterations through the last 22 years or so, give or take, but it's an opportunity to bring in the next generation of ag, and it's not getting any cheaper out there. So if we can enable or give that next generation some tools to get into or start up their own operation. Sometimes it's in conjunction with grandma or grandpa's and that, or start up their own, a few lanes over and coincide with that. It just gives them that extra opportunity, and we recognized that quite a while back.
Yeah, and gosh, you have all those hard numbers that you need. You need all the organizational skills that you can obtain, and then you have to deal with Mother Nature. and try to figure that into the cost of things with the climate trends and all those sorts of things. And we're all scratching our head right now as to what's going to happen out there with the influence of politics. And I bet the conversations are quite interesting and educational, probably for you as well, Randy. You probably learn a lot from their questions.
Yeah, I guess I don't have a set script on how the conversation goes. Every operation is going to be different. Everybody's skill set's going to be different. If it's a couple of brothers or something that are working together, or even the husband and wife, the wife may have came from a cow-calf operation and the husband come from a row crop operation, so they bring different tools and backgrounds to the operation, and then figuring out who can leverage what. And again, I try to stay in my lane. We're fortunate to have a great insurance team in Farm Credit that we can fall back on. So more times than not, I'll bring them in to have a conversation. If it's, especially now in the cattle cycle, LRP is a very important thing, and it's a good tool for young guys that where they don't have the premium costs up front. It's a good way for them to set some floors and mitigate some risk and push that off onto somebody else.
Tyler, are there programs on the lending side for the first time for the young farmers and ranchers out there and getting a loan? Do you have some special programs? I know in business there's small business loans and that sort of thing. Are there products that you have for the young startup?
Well, and that's what Randy's doing is there's a varied, we have our conventional loan products, operating lines, real estate loans. Randy has the ability to be more favorable in some loan conditions and terms, because they are starting out. There's the ability to stretch some terms out or maybe prolong the first payment a little longer than a conventional person would. But then we also work closely with, FSA on a 50-50 real estate buying program, or we'll work with them to share maybe some collateral or get somebody started there, and then they come over while keeping some of their loans at FSA and us starting to build that, conventional portfolio as they kind of come over. So.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fascinating. Any questions over there, Brent? You want to become a farmer, rancher?
Well, with these guys' help, maybe I could do it. Who knows?
Yeah. Be a good place to start, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I'm just kind of curious. You mentioned that there's kind of been a form of this around for 20 or so years. What are some topics you're talking about today that you maybe weren't talking about 10, 20 years ago? Are they kind of technology related with the way that has kind of changed some of the game, or?
Again, probably the most, I've been with Farm Credit now 15 years, and I've been engaged with the young and beginning either as an officer similar to Randy, or I was on the underwriting side. Probably two things come to mind that we've really been focusing on, and it's not necessarily the technology or the techniques they're using out there. It has become more and more in our discussions, I've noticed as an association, of running this like a business. Again, having that team around you. You can start out as having 99% of the roles, but as you grow or as you mature, it's finding what are you best at, and then following that path and bringing in those individuals around you. And I've noticed we've had a lot more conversations around the why, the passion of those individuals. I think when it first started, when I first was underwriting, it was, okay, what do the numbers show? What can we offset? Is mom, dad, grandpa, somebody going to stand behind them? And as it's progressed, it's more, what is their drive and purpose? If you can find that behind the individual and believe in that, not just their story, but visually see it, through their actions, that's a teller of when they're more successful or when it's something to stand behind.
Mm-hmm.
So those are two things.
In my prior life, I was a commodity analyst for USDA for about 17 years, and I use a couple of analogies to these young guys. In the late 2000s, you could have bought the best 7-weight steer in the United States for probably 90 cents. That same critter will cost you 3 to 4 times that today. The corn market, if it moved 40 cents in a year 20 years ago, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but it didn't move at the pace that it does today. You can see that market move on the futures boards, on the CME boards. They've upped the daily limits to how much they can fluctuate. So you have to, the moral of the story is you don't have the time to sit here and run an operation. Most of these operations, they're not 160 acres anymore. They're 500, they're 1,000, they're 5,000, and they're just getting bigger. You don't have the time. Yes, we have improved technologies, but you don't have the time to sit on your phone or in your office on the computer watching these markets every day to make marketing decisions. You need somebody to help you do that. Insurance products, just all things involved. Everything moves at such a faster pace today. Agronomy, there's so much technology involved in agronomy today that you need that somebody else that can help you make those decisions, whether it's prescriptions, so on and so forth. And it's not right for every operation, but at least explore it and have those tools at your fingertips and utilize them.
Yeah, that's an interesting point you make there. And I was thinking about what baby calves used to sell for at the sale barn, a number of years ago, and what they sell for right now is just out of this world. And I also was thinking about how you were, Tyler, addressing the changes, and I, the farmer especially used to operate on a lot smaller piece of ground, and they probably had several kids back years ago, and sometimes they would just come to town and have a cup of coffee and take a break. And you just don't see that anymore because they're, as you said, Randy, farming thousands of acres or at least hundreds with maybe just a few people on the place. So it's all changed, hasn't it?
Well, and I've noticed our conversation has kind of went down the path of what we consider conventional agriculture to that space. What I've noticed with the young and beginning is we see a lot of vertically integrated stuff where they start from egg to finished chicken, or they start from herd to finished product, and there's a lot of value add deals that we're working with because of the cost of acquiring machinery and equipment and acres and all that, the vastness that's the perception of agriculture. I was just writing down some, like I worked with a gentleman who had a 200 head dairy. That's unheard of anymore, but he did sleepovers with the dairy cattle. So you could stay the night in the barn. They had like a living quarters put in there. You could help milk in the morning. You could help mix the cheese when it was that time of the year. You got to come out there during calving season. He could make more one night with a family of 3 or 4 than he could make off one cow a whole week, or maybe even a half dozen cattle for a whole week. I had another gentleman, mom and dad's operation wasn't quite of a size that they could bring him back in full capacity, but they needed the assistance out there. So he took one of their sheds that was on a different property, and he put a shrimp farm in it. He took and literally went to Walmart, got pools and aerators and that kind of stuff, and started raising shrimp for delivery to local markets, to ship out to some grocery stores and that kind of stuff. Wow. I mean, all these things, again, I probably wouldn't have thought about it because I think down conventional agricultural paths, but we're seeing that a lot with this young and beginning crowd is they're looking for ways that they can complement sometimes an existing operation because maybe it's not of a size to bring them back, or maybe they're not ready to, and they can move forward with their own, niche, making a premium product, working for mom and dad, maybe having a town job, and then having their own, operation to kickstart them.
A little added value.
Yeah.
Well, right now, if you would have a number of eggs to sell, you'd be a little bit of profit there, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Better double lock that door right now.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because there are smaller places that still want to live on the farm and have that lifestyle and make a living out there, or at least partial living, all the way to the hundreds and thousands of acres that are being farmed and ranched out there.
It's really interesting to kind of piggyback. It made me think of a customer I work with that is super passionate about what he's doing. He's similar situation. Mom and dad aren't big enough for him to come back in a full-time capacity. So he came and looked at his family's operation and was trying to figure out where he can add value to the operation and not be a sponge off of the operation, but bring value to it. And he came to me with a pretty lofty plan, and I said, okay, you go home and do your research. And honestly, I kind of thought I scared him off. And it was about 30 days, and he comes back and he says, I talked to this nutritionist, and I talked to this guy, and I talked to this guy, and here's my plan, and here's my expenses, and here's what I plan to make on this. I talked to this guy, and this guy's going to do this. And it is so much fun to see the drive that this next generation has, and their optimism, and they're not... They see opportunities and they're looking for different opportunities, kind of like the shrimp deal. But I mean, this kid's taking with some family assistance, he's taking some pasture ground, and he's doing something different with it, and bringing in some revenue sources that his dad never even thought. And by golly, it's working. And I'm proud to say that I had a part in it. And him and I talk probably not every week, but he'll call me with ideas, and we bounce ideas off of each other, and it is truly an awesome place to be in.
That's got to be very satisfying for you. Yeah. And also kind of goes against the grain as to what we read and hear about young people these days, because in the ag world, it seems like there's that passion you're talking about that motivates them, and we're not seeing that all the way across the board, certainly in the U.S. right now with that age group. So you're working with some good ones.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just because of farm credit, but we have gleaned out some pretty. We have one thing I probably failed to talk about. We have a side-by-side convention a couple of times a year. We actually just had one here about 60 days ago in Kearney, and we brought people in from all over our footprint to be a part of that. And it's an educational piece. We bring in FSA. Some of our young and beginning officers put on workshops. We have our economists come in and talk. But we do that. That's another educational piece that we bring in. But I try to reach out to my customers and send them some information. About a month ago, I just texted out a webinar I had our insurance officers put together on crop insurance, and just to try to give them as many tools as what we possibly can to help them make educational, operational decisions.
Guys, this has been great. I've really enjoyed this, Brent. I feel like that's a program that really benefits the people that are the future of this area, which is huge. We often talk about bringing people back into the rural areas. What you guys are doing gives them a platform to come back to, so that's a big deal. I think this has been very enjoyable.
There's so much information out there, right? Do you have to guard sometimes about bringing in too much information? Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, you can always grab some information that, is saying, well, this is going to happen or this is going to happen in the future. Do you have to guard against that a little bit? Is that a fair question?
Yeah, I think it's a fair question. Everybody's busy, obviously. Technology is at everybody's fingertips. So I've tried to take a bit of a different approach. Obviously a face-to-face meeting is great, but that's not always realistic. Everybody's either farming or calving or, moving pastures, whatever the case is. So technology, I try to utilize that the best I can. So in this example I was talking about with the insurance stuff, I text it out. I've got a text thread that with all of my customers. Obviously it's individual, so they don't proprietary, but I send everybody these videos, and I try to change it up. I'm working on with FSA to put some educational material together in video format. They're not 2-hour long videos. They're probably 15, 20, 30-minute videos, short snippets with some good information for them to grab onto. It's something that they can pop on, listen to on their phone while they're bouncing across the pasture or going across the field in a tractor, whatever the case is. Try not to bombard them with information, but try to keep feeding them a little bit at a time so it's in palatable bites.
Yeah,
there's a information overload out there for sure. So yeah, Tyler, I did have a song lined up for you to close with. I thought you would want to hear some Red Clay Strays, maybe.
Yes, and I've been. Paul shared with me that is it Joan Shaw Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really enjoying that one.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if the back room's been enjoying it as much as I have out on
Really?
my computer, but I've been checking out some of her songs out during the day.
So. I went down a blues rabbit hole for 3 or 4 days. Everybody thought I was in a real bad mood or something like that, but I was just enjoying the music.
Randy, I'm curious, probably the listeners are too. You live right here in the area, or?
Actually, no. I live over north of Grand Island in a small town called St. Paul. But I'm over in Broken Bow as often. I cover a bigger footprint, so I work between the Grand Island, Broken Bow, Kearney, and McCook offices.
Okay.
But I'm kind of live out of a backpack, so to speak. So I bounce between all the offices. I'm kind of a transient, I guess, so to speak. In fact, the office here was giving me crap because I haven't been up here for about a month. So they've been giving me crap. But I'm willing to. I'll travel and meet with anybody, whether it's meet at the office or meet on their operation. And see what we can do to help.
Okay. And if we spark some interest out there, they just call the office here.
Yep.
They'll get a hold of you and get it all connected?
Yep. They can get in touch with me, or they can look. Easiest way is just call the office.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, thanks for coming in. It's been great. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
nice
thanks
meeting
for the
you, Randy.
opportunity.
And Tyler, I'm glad that you're getting into the blues, that's good for you.
I had forgotten about some of those artists that used to listen to pretty regularly.
Yeah.
So
Well, we should get together and maybe have a Muddy Waters party or something. like that.
I was really blaring it the other day when you walked by in my garage, and I was going to yell at you, but I was air guitaring way too much.
It's always fun. Credit Services of America, our guest this morning, and they usually come in about once a month. We always look forward to it, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Here's the Red Clay Strays on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Sometimes I feel
Is key to successful treatment. If you are at average risk, you should start regular screening at age 45. Last year, over 150,000 people received a diagnosis of colon or rectal cancer. Together, during Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month, we can promote early detection. This message brought to you by Central Nebraska Medical Clinic in Broken Bow.
Anytime is a great time to shop at Gear for Sports, but right now is a perfect time to shop. The spring sports season is upon us. Track, baseball, softball, the playing gear and fan gear you need for the season is in stock. Skechers shoes have arrived as well. Go check out the awesome styles. Plus Orca Wanderer tote coolers and Under Armour jackets, great for track meet days. Plus, of course, braces, sleeves, and cleats for the athletes. Open Monday through Friday 10 until 6 and Saturdays 10 until 4. Gift for sports on the square in Broken Bow.
Are you or someone you know struggling with depression, anxiety, trauma, or other mental health challenges? Do you wonder where you can get help and support locally? An online list is ready and available for you that includes local, trained, caring mental health providers. Visit mhpcc.org. Mental health providers and services available in Custer County can be found quickly and easily at mhpcc.org.
8:57 is your time. A big thank you to Tyler Peters and Randy Hammerstrom, who represented the folks at Farm Credit Services of America this morning. I thought that was a fun conversation about the opportunities that are out there that need to be planned for here in the ag world. So kind of fits in with our Ag Month salutes and all of the different things that we're trying to promote here on KCNI KBBN, your locally owned homegrown radio station. Looks like we're almost up to 25 degrees, according to Jack's notes here. Lots of sunshine. So we are going from the last day of winter with freezing moisture and slick roads to a spring day and going all the way up into warmer temperatures today.
Good.
So the trees will start blooming again, and you'll start sneezing again. And
Already doing
all
that.
All the folks out there are suffering from the bloom. I don't know that it ever quits year-round, as we've talked about before. So get ready. Hopefully we'll get some water on things and get some things started this spring so we can have a good summer in 90-plus days.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, we're going to have news for you. We have more information we're going to pass along and a little music along the way as well.
This is April Good, proud to be with Lashley Land and Recreational Brokers. We've been inundated with buyers from all over the country finding our website and asking about north central Nebraska farmland. Most buyers would be delighted to lease back the land to the seller or their trusted tenants. If you are thinking about taking advantage of these once-in-a-lifetime market conditions, call me, April Good, for a free market analysis on your property and check us out at lashleyland.com.
The Chocolate Chip Cookie Challenge has begun. Do you have a recipe you love? Maybe you know of someone who should enter. Either way, we're accepting entries through 5 p.m. the 21st. Just drop off 6 traditional homemade chocolate chip cookies for us to judge. The winner gets a KitchenAid Artisan Tilt Head Mixer and is crowned a chocolate chip cookie connoisseur. Read more on sandhillsexpress.com. We'll see you soon with cookies in hand.
Are you worried about fraud? Join Bruning Bank for an informative lunch and learn on fraud and fraud prevention. In just 1 hour, you'll learn about the latest scams, how to protect your personal information, and keep your finances safe. This free event is your chance to ask questions and get expert advice from Ryan Sothen from the Nebraska Attorney General's Office and Bruning Bank staff. The public is welcome to join us at the VFW in Broken Bow on Tuesday, March 25th from 11:45 a.m. to 1 p.m. Call Bruning Bank at 872-2757 to reserve your spot and free Subway lunch today. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. President Trump takes his next step today to dismantle the Education Department. CBS's Weisha Zhang on the new executive order.
In a statement, the White House said the order will empower parents, states, and communities to take control and improve outcomes for all students.
Shutting down the agency would require congressional approval. Police in Troy, Michigan say a suspect is still at large following a shooting at a hospital. This man was there.
One of the workers kind of frantically was like, hey, there's a active shooter. So we went into the back room, about 10 of us, and hid under the desk.
Police believe it was an isolated incident. CBS's Ramy Inocencio reports on another deadly night in Gaza as Israel has renewed its attacks on Hamas.
Body after body loaded onto ambulances and carts in the north, barely functioning hospitals inundated with the wounded, wards filling up with the dead.
CBS News Brief. I'm Stacey Lynn.
Do you enjoy fatty foods, sweets, and alcohol? Who doesn't? Unfortunately, all those things put a lot of pressure on our liver. That's why pharmacist, best-selling author, and nutritional expert Sherry Torkos recommends Active Liver from New Nordic.
The liver is an incredible organ. It works nonstop to process toxins and chemicals from our food and drinks, medications we take, and even environmental exposures. As a health expert, I'm often asked how to support the liver's natural detoxification process and offset the effects of fatty foods, sugar, and alcohol. I recommend Active Liver by New Nordic. This gentle plant-based supplement is an effective way to support your liver's vital functions as well as your energy and overall well-being.
With its powerful blend of turmeric, milk thistle, and globe artichoke extract, Active Liver is the perfect way to keep your liver healthy and you feeling your best. Active Liver is available in both a delicious gummy or tablet. You can find Active Liver in the vitamin aisle at your local CVS or online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Monsi Bolaños.
Luka Doncic at 31 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists as the Lakers cruise past the Nuggets 120-108 because of injuries. Denver played without Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. The Rockets have extended their winning streak to 8 after topping the Magic 116-108, but the Cavaliers have now lost 3 in a row. The Kings outscored them 123-119. And there was an unexpected hero in San Antonio.
Mamu Kalishvili outside right. Hands it off to Castle, then sets a screen for him. Back to Mamu straight away. Fakes the pick and pop three. Drives it inside. Right hand slam for Sandro Mamu Kalishvili.
You just heard it on the Spurs radio network. Off the bench, Mamu was 7 of 7 from deep and ended as a leading scorer with 34 points. And the Spurs beat the Knicks 120-105. The Pelicans also played spoiler after topping the Timberwolves in Minnesota 119-115. And on the ice, the Maple Leafs edged the Avalanche 2-1.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Highs around 60. Today, under sunny skies, southwesterly winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, lows around 34. Highs level off around 58. Tomorrow, mainly clear. A blend of clouds and sun, Saturday, with daytime highs approaching 66. 55 Sunday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
From delicious burgers and chicken strips to cones, shakes, and blizzards, truly something for everyone. Visit your local Dairy Queen on West Highway 2 in Broken Bow and feed your cravings. They look forward to seeing you soon.
9:04, 25 degrees outside under a sunny sky. Winds are calm so far today. Barometric pressure is falling at 30.12, humidity at 85%. Yesterday's high was 39, an overnight low of 14, 47 hundredths precipitation in the rain gauge so far this month. Rustic and Red in Cozad. Today is Thursday, so this is the day to shop and sip in Cozad. They invite you to join them. Open up at 10 a.m. today. They'll be open until 7 p.m., and the sipping starts at 4. 20% off store-wide, up to 60% off select ladies' apparel, and up to 60% off select home decor. Now, there may be some exclusions that will apply. The sales and a chance to register for their door prize runs all day. Plus, everyone gets a valuable coupon to use on their next visit. Again, 20% off store-wide today, 60% off selected ladies' apparel, and up to 60% off select home decor today at Rustic and Red in downtown Cozad. Sip and shop.
Come join the local Anselmo firefighters for a delicious pancake and sausage supper. They'll be hosting at the Anselmo Volunteer Fire Department and Fire Hall. It'll be on March 22nd at 6 p.m. Again, the place is the Anselmo Fire Hall. Enjoy a hearty supper while supporting the dedicated firefighters who work tirelessly to protect our community and respond to fires in our area and beyond. Your generous free will donations will make a real difference, so come out, enjoy great food, show your appreciation for those who serve and protect us. They hope to see you there. Again, that's March 22nd on Saturday at 6 p.m. at Anselmo.
All right, ladies, the hormone health education presentation is today at Melham Medical Center, and that starts at 5:30, and Dr. Adam will be there with the presentation, specialist in that area, and they'll also have some prizes for the first 25 who attend. They also have a grand prize, which is I can't remember. I don't have it in front of me, but it's huge. But most importantly, they'll have the information there for you at no charge. That starts at 5:30 p.m. today, the Hormone Health Education with Dr. Adam at the Melham Medical Center, beginning at 5:30 this afternoon. There is no charge for that.
As we have referenced, today is the first day of spring, so this weekend they're saying hello spring with the first annual craft fair out at 1701 Myers Road in Broken Bow. It'll be held on Saturday from 9 to 6, also Sunday from 1 until 6. Those who will be there participating, Caitlin Gale Kemp with Mary Kay, Kim Wheeling with Tastefully Simple, Paisley Olchin with Paisley's Pies, Ginger Spano with Gigi's Goodies, Holly Bumgarner will be there as your Pampered Chef representative. Annie Ritter will be there with Annie M's Crafts. Maddie Bumgarner will be there with Melaleuca. Sensi with Alice. Alice Conley will be there. Triple B Bakery, Michaela Schweitzer. And Gracie Olchin will be there with Spring Photo Minis. Now, just a note about that, you must book a 15-minute time slot for Spring Photo Minis. You can text 870-3654 for any questions about that. Again, it's 870-3654. The first annual Hello Spring Craft Fair, Saturday 9 to 6, Sunday 1 to 6 at 1701 Myers Road in Broken Bow.
Tomorrow, a fish fry in Callaway. The Knights of Columbus bring their delicious fish fry to the Callaway Community Center. Starts at 5:30 on Friday, runs till about 7. Ages 0 to 4 are free, 5 to 11, $6, age 12 and up, $12. And next week, it's at the Anselmo Fire Hall. And as we learned this morning more about the ribbon cutting and grand reopening tomorrow at Rise Rehab and Performance on West Highway 2, that begins right at 4 o'clock, and Aaron Nelson says they're going to cut the ribbon right at 4 o'clock, and then they'll have refreshments and good social conversation for you after that tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on KCNI, KBBN Radio in Broken Bow, Nebraska. Music up for you next from the Car Seat Headrest. Always think that's an interesting name for a band. The song is called Drunk Drivers. Car seat headrests on the Get Up and Go breakfast show. Well, let's see if we can catch up with Matt with Subway. Sounds like he might be in one place right now, not in an automobile. Matt, how you doing?
Not too bad.
So we always want to know what your plans are, you know, where you're going, what you're doing, what are you fixing?
I'm headed to Grand Island here in a minute.
Uh-huh.
Currently still sitting at home.
Well, that's all right. That's okay. Home's a nice place to be.
Yeah, I took the day off yesterday, cleaned the house.
Oh, man. I thought you would have maybe went fishing. Instead, you cleaned the house. What's that all about?
Yeah, had to get some stuff cleaned up and taken away.
Yeah. It's that time
Getting
of
ready for
year.
a garage sale.
Okay. All right. All right. So, going to Grand Island, going to stop in and fix some things up. The store here in Broken Bow, it seems like it's running smoothly. You got some improvements you've made here, and I think down the road there may be some more coming that you've talked about before, so we're anxious to learn more about that when the time comes.
Yeah, I'll actually be there next week working on stuff. I got to empty out a trailer so I can haul a new reach-in cooler up there.
Okay. Improvements continue. Sandwich keep going out the door. All the good things that are being served. You know, you look up at the pictures of the sandwiches on the wall, Matt, and I have to be honest with you, and I wouldn't call it confusing, but conflicted would be a bit better word for it. I'm conflicted because there's the all these different choices. And, you know, you've known me long enough to know that I'm kind of, once I find something that I like, I kind of stick to it. But then I feel like, well, I'm missing out on life. They create all these new sandwiches for us to try, and I'm sticking with the same one. But you have lots of choices up there, flatbreads, the original, all sorts of things, pizzas, breakfast, you name it, you got it.
Yeah, and it just keeps going, and pretty soon we're going to have basically what I like to call a walking taco.
Yes, yes. And you're kind of excited about that.
Yeah, well, easier, something new to eat all the time, which I already make them myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I just kind of use the tray that we serve you guys your sandwich in. I just kind of dump my chips in there and just go with it.
And so this is going to be kind of like that, right?
Yeah, they basically gave us a cardboard cutout thing that we can use.
Okay. And that's coming when, or do you know?
It's coming soon because everybody's ramping it up right now, training the staff. So I'm guessing any day now.
Okay. All right. We'll be looking forward to that. Maybe next time we talk to you, it will be in the offering to the customers out there. I'm going to turn it over to Brent now because I'm sure he has some questions. And, of course, he uses the app and I don't. So here's Brent.
I know that sometimes you bring things in for a limited time, Matt. We've been talking about the ghost pepper bread on occasion. Is that still around, or where does that stand?
That one is gone.
It's gone. Okay.
That was for a limited time.
Okay.
Now the churro and pretzel are sort of leaving.
Okay.
And the cookies are still staying. The footlong cookies are staying.
All right.
But then we will have the tacos.
All right. Sounds good. I know at one time you had brought in a foot-long Oreo cookie, right?
Yes.
Well, is that still around, or has it left as well?
I believe it's getting close to being done.
Okay.
That was for a limited time.
Right.
So, yeah, it should be, and they'll probably bring out something new.
There you go. Well, I know the sidekick items have, as you mentioned, are kind of changing now. What about the dippers? I know you brought those in a while back.
Yes, those are staying. We are still selling those.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. First day of spring, so I'm guessing that we're kind of moving away from soup days at Subway.
Yeah, unfortunately we are. We will be selling out what we have and then moving on for summer stuff.
All right. Good enough. I know that as we go through the spring and everything, the box lunches are always a big hit. Well, any time of year, but certainly this time of year when people are going here and there and starting to get back out into the fields and everything. I know that those have been a big hit for you.
Yes, they are. The box lunches are a great tool. They come with either a 6-inch sandwich or a foot long and a bag of chips and a cookie, and you can add a bottled drink to it.
All right.
I believe we have prom coming up. Is that right?
It'll be here shortly, yes.
In some areas, it'll be coming up real soon, yeah.
So, yeah, we have a couple schools already who have placed orders for party subs for prom.
Mm-hmm.
And if any schools are listening, if for every 2 foot of party sub you guys buy, I buy an additional foot.
Nice. How long does it take you to bake the bread? I know we've asked you this before, but I can't remember the answer. How long does it take you to bake the bread for the big subs?
Well, it depends how many feet you want, because we can only bake off, what would it be, 3, 6, 7.5 feet at a time.
Wow. So what's the biggest one you've made then?
100 foot.
Wow. Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. That was in North Platte.
How did you did you have to transport that somewhere?
A lot of vehicles. They're made in 3 foot sections, so then we just transport it that way.
All right. So you just kind of so you just had 3 foot sections, and then you transported those and then put them all together.
Yep.
Wow. Crazy. All right. So there you go. That's what you can do.
24 foot party sub going out to, I think it's Bertrand.
Oh, neat.
24 foot. Wow.
All right. Sounds good. Where do we stand on the help situation in Broken Bow? I know that you're always looking for good people to join your team.
We are hiring. We are taking applications. We've got to get some summer help hired. So if you're looking for a job, part-time, full-time, work a day or two a week, come on in and apply.
All right. Hours staying the same as they have been?
As of right now, yes.
Okay. Good enough. Anything else, my friend, you want to mention before we let you go?
Well, I'm glad everybody survived the blizzard. Stop on in today, and maybe all the snow will be melted, and you guys can go picnic in the park.
Sounds good.
Good. Thanks. Thanks, Matt. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
You bet. Subway in Broken Bow, open 7 days a week for your convenience. Coming up, we're going to celebrate a little birthday with the Vaughn brothers right after these messages.
The music to get your day started right.
I listen every morning.
The Breakfast Show on KCNI, KBBN.
Think spring thoughts and shop at the Secret Garden this month. All March long, when you find an item with green in their store, you'll know that it's 15% off. That includes your pre-orders of spring plants and any decor throughout the store. Swing over to thesecretgardenonline.com and shop there as well. And don't forget to browse the sympathy section while you're in. Think spring and green at the Secret Garden, just west of Myrna on Highway 92. Watch for the sign to turn north.
Melham Medical Center in Broken Bow, large enough to serve, small enough to care. They are proud to bring great doctors to the specialty clinic to help you. Like Dr. Pullman, the urologist who can diagnose, treat, and manage urological disorders, or Dr. Islam, a nephrologist specializing in kidney care and treating diseases of the kidneys. Dr. Pullman visits the third Tuesday of the month, and Dr. Islam visits the first Monday of the month at Melham Medical Center in Broken Bow.
It is 9:21. You're listening to The Breakfast Show. We appreciate that each and every day. Want to remind you of a few more things here in the 9 o'clock hour. Tomorrow is the Ryan Rebuild Day at the Ansley Lumber. All sales profits will go to the Logan and Leah Ryan Fund, and this will be for anything in store, in stock that you buy tomorrow. The profits will go to the Ryan Rebuild Fund, and that is courtesy of Ansley Lumber, Ansley, America.
If you're moving into that point of your life where assisted living might be a good fit for you, we encourage you to experience the exceptional lifestyle at Off-Broadway, where they offer both assisted and independent living designed to enhance your everyday life. Right now, you can take advantage of their unbeatable move-in special of just $99 for the opening month, and a generous referral promotion is also available at $500. So come enjoy the freedom to continue your passions while their dedicated staff takes care of all the cooking and cleaning for you. Their community is fully equipped with all the amenities you need so you can say goodbye to the hassles of things like mowing the lawn and shoveling the snow. They offer a wide range of engaging activities as well, ensuring that every day is filled with fun and connection. Plus, their friendly staff is always there to brighten your day with a friendly smile. They love to make crafts, too, so they would love to have you join them in making a cute Easter craft, and they'll do that on Tuesday the 25th at Off-Broadway at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Also, they'll have a craft class on Thursday the 27th at 2 p.m. at the Prairie Pioneer Center. So come on out and join the folks there at Off-Broadway for their craft classes coming up.
All right, thank you very much. Just realized when I walked through the lobby area, Kristen has accepted 4 more plates of chocolate chip cookies to be judged this morning. I am 1 behind, so that will be 5 cookies that will need to be judged for yours truly after the show, and Brent and the guys will be judging 4. I believe that brings us to 40 plates of cookies now that we'll be judging, or have judged, or will be judging. And I think we'll make it to 50.
Yeah, bring it on.
I think we'll make it to 50 plates of chocolate chip cookies on our first annual chocolate chip cookie challenge. It's possible.
Yeah.
Anything's possible. Then we're going to need a change of diet, I believe. It looks like maybe there's another plate coming in. Maybe some pancakes. And did you mention the Anselmo Volunteer Pancake Supper coming up?
We did, yeah.
Okay. That might be an alternative for the weekend on Saturday. Go in and have some pancakes up there at the fire department, 6 until 8 p.m. Free will donation for that. Change up the pace just a little bit.
There you go.
Well, you still get sugar, only it's in syrup.
Yeah.
Jimmy Vaughn is 77 today. Happy birthday to Jimmy Vaughn. Jimmy Vaughn, Fabulous Thunderbirds, 77 today. Still making great music. Jack and Tina are going to be participating in the next cookie contest, whether they want to or not. Because the way the cookies are coming in, we could have used a little extra help in tasting these cookies. We're all going to weigh. The people who are designated to test these cookies out, we're all going to weigh 5 or 10 pounds more than we did when this all started.
Yes.
Belt doesn't got another loop.
But I got to be honest, I'm really not complaining about it.
I'm just told another one just came in, so I think the yesterday's cold weather, there was some baking going on, and
would have been a good day to bake. Yesterday.
So now we're receiving more entries for those two great prizes. It's been a lot of fun. Maybe I should take time to thank our sponsors, because this has been fun and successful, which is a great combination. RTA's Hardware, Chapin's Furniture, Square One Boutique, Sargent Corner Market, Nebraska State Bank, The Grocery Cart, Ollie's Coffee House and Boutique, BD, A1 Auto Repair, and CarQuest in Broken Bow. Thank you for sponsoring the first chocolate chip cookie challenge ever here on KCNI, KBBN Radio. Wow. Okay, let me look at my sheets here, make sure we got everything that we had listed here and a little more, and we did. Well, that concludes the show for today. I do want to just leave this thought. And I hesitate to do this because I don't want to cause any problems between you and I don't want Mom down in Arkansas, upset me with me, and I don't want Jim coming up here and working me over. But it's just no fun anymore as your neighbor since you're agreeing to everything. It just sucks. It's boring. There's nothing to get up in the morning to talk about my neighbor, because he goes, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll do that." Oh, you bet. That's sad.
Love you, neighbor.